Why haven't you learned anything?
The cost of political immaturity. Thank you for joining us. We're going to get right into it. If you've been paying attention to us since we started in 2018, you know we told you 3 key things. Number 1, racism is economic. Number 2, politics is simply the allocation of resources. Who gets what? Politicians are simply the allocators of those resources. Number 3, never vote for a politician that you have not vetted and funded yourself, basically, have control over. Voting under any other circumstances means your agenda will not be at the forefront. That means no tangibles and resources flowing into your community. These are the basic rules when it comes to political maturity. Well, here's what happens when you don't follow the rules. Finance Minister Bill Morneau unveiled his State of the Economy. The newly formed Liberal government will run a deficit of $56.7 billion over the next 4 years. This is a massive shock, as they promised not to run such a large deficit until 2023. This is even more shocking as they still need to deliver the lofty promises made during the election. So, what does this mean for the misguided in the Black community who took selfies with and voted the Liberals? Well, according to the throne speech Trudeau delivered last week, it means you get nothing. You won't even feel an economic trickle-down effect. Here's why. A large chunk of that money is going to infrastructure and development to bolster the quote-unquote middle class, which means white and other non-Black communities. Historically, Blacks have been excluded from labor unions, and that tradition still carries on to this day. Much of the large development contracts handed out by the government are given to white and other non-Black development companies. These companies work hand in hand with labor unions that have virtually no Black representation. Don't believe us? Then please speak to the Black communities in Halifax, where we have unemployment and child poverty rates that are staggering. At a time when government infrastructure and development spending is the 8th most invested in the country. Family, we tried to tell you during the fall election campaign that Trudeau is a dyed-in-the-wool white supremacist. Not because he wore blackface while singing Deo. It's because the cornerstone of white supremacy is anti-Black racism. And anti-Black racism starts with economic deprivation. We've witnessed it over the last 4 years, and it will continue for another 4 more. Our elders have a saying, quote, "Those who don't hear will feel," end quote. We're not going to say we told you so. What we will say is, start following the rules. I'm Aaliyah Williams, reporter and audiovisual director for the Objective News Agency, an outpost for intelligent Black society. If you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so now and hit the little bell to be notified for our next video report. At The Objective, we have a team of reporters, investigative journalists, researchers, and editorial cartoonists. Stay up to date following us on social media at The Objective NS on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.